It was another tense night in the Middle East, with the U.S. again hitting Iranian targets in retaliation for the takedown of a U.S. Army helicopter, while Iran fired back against U.S. allies in the Gulf that host American forces. The war is certainly taking a toll on the American economy, with inflation hitting a 3-year high. President Trump has also announced the U.S. has been secretly moving oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz to ease those energy prices.
The U.S. and Iran trading fire again overnight after President Trump made clear
we're going to be attacking them very hard.
U.S. Central Command said it completed attacks targeting Iran's military surveillance, communication systems, and air defense in response to Iran's unwarranted and continued aggression. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
When someone's trying to tap on a deal, instead, they're going to have tap bombs dropping.
Iran fired back against U.S. allies in the Gulf, forcing Kuwait to temporarily close its airspace. Iran's Revolutionary Guard released this video Wednesday that NBC News cannot verify. Now, for a second day, Iran state media reporting attacks on U.S. bases in Kuwait and Bahrain. It all follows Iran's downing of an American Apache helicopter and President Trump's post that Tehran had waited too long to make a deal and would now have to pay the price, even as he reasserted.
We want a deal that's meaningful. We want a deal that works.
The president also contending with a new report showing inflation hitting 4.2% in May, the highest in more than 3 years, driven largely by soaring fuel costs. The president downplaying the numbers that he said would drop when the war ends.
I love the inflation.
Later telling the New York Post he meant inflation is lower than anticipated despite the war, while he also revealed what he says was a secret mission to reduce energy costs, with the U.S. military guiding oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz.
We took out the other night 22 ships, late at night with no lights,
saying they brought out more than 100 million barrels of oil. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And for context here, 100 million barrels of oil covers roughly 5 days worth of what Americans use in one day around the world. A U.S. official tells NBC News the U.S. military has coordinated more than 200 transits, helping ships find a safe path through the Strait of Hormuz.